Welcome to another Seidokan Saturday. Today, I want to just cover a last couple of things about the basic punch. I know I've done a lot on it, but because it is karate, empty hand, or China hand, the hands and the use of the hands are probably the most important part of karate as a whole. There are a lot of ways to hit with the hands. I won't go over in this video all of the different hand formations that I'm familiar with. There are probably many more. But I want to finish up on the punch. So we talked about hip use in the punch, talked about basic punching last week. Today, oisuki and gyaku. Zuki is a thrust, T-S-U-K-I, zuki. Zuki is the transliteration when it follows another word. So tsuki becomes zuki, oi, lunging or forward, and gyaku, reverse. So with the basic punch, now we have to add footwork, stances, and this goes back to those initial videos that I did earlier. So refer to those. Typically the most maligned, but still most often used punch in karate is the oisuki, the stepping forward punch. Usually you'll start in some sort of a front stance, preparation to hitting your opponent. You'll let him know, hey, I'm coming. This is for ippon, kumite, one step, self-defense practice, and so forth. And you step in and punch. This is oisuki, okay? Starting from the right foot back, stepping through, right foot forward, right hand striking. Or the opposite side, obviously, left hand through, left hand striking. The important part that's often overlooked, and probably one of the reasons that oisuki is maligned, is because if I step, stop, then punch, I might as well just stand still and punch. Because if I step forward, yes, I've closed the distance, but if I stop and then punch, obviously my opponent will have had time to adjust his distance as well. So here's an important key for oisuki to work. That is to combine my forward momentum with the delivery of the punch, so that instead of stepping, then punching, which is okay because I can still generate power, rotating my hip and get plenty of power forward. But if I want to maximize what's going on, I want to time it so that there's an accumulation of forward momentum culminating in my punch before that momentum dissipates. So I don't stop and then punch, but rather starting centered, moving from my hips with the body as a unit. So again, the walking video I talked about not pushing forward. I squeeze from here, keeping my head level, and the punch is delivered as my body arrives. So I want everything to work together to maximize the power going forward, so that all arrives at essentially the same time. Okay? Done properly, that oisuki step makes it so it's almost imperceptible that you're moving forward and you're right there in the guy's face or chest or wherever you're going to hit. Okay? So, from a fighting position, if we're in fighting movement, okay, stepping through punching, and my entire body then delivers the force of that punch forward. Okay? So that's the timing of oisuki is what makes it effective. If I move centered and I move quickly and deliver the punch while my body is moving forward, that's where the power of oisuki comes from. Then the reverse of that, gyaku, I would start with the opposite forward, stepping with my left, punching with the right. Now this one I can stop because I'm going to get full hip rotation when I make my punch delivery. But again, if I can come from my front stance and deliver it while I'm still moving forward, there's even more force delivered. Okay? So keep your body upright. Move your foot quickly by squeezing with my inner thigh. Squeeze dry so that everything arrives all in one. Oisuki, stepping front punch. Gyaku, stepping reverse punch. Keep practicing. Thank you for joining another Seidokan Saturday.